3.
Okay, so we are here today to do an instructional video on how to clean Hemi's bowl the correct way. Because there's a right way and there's a wrong way. And this is the official way, this is the corporate, this is the Faye's way to clean Hemi's bowl. So, you use the fish cup, right here, okay? And then you use this scratcher, which is always in the fish cup, and these obviously are not supposed to be used for any other purposes. But, now, there seems to be a misconception that Hemi will bite. Hemi will not bite. Let me demonstrate. The first thing you do is you get Hemi. Well, actually, that's not the first thing you should do, but it's okay, we'll do it. You put Hemi in the cup. See, Hemi didn't bite me. My hand is in one piece. Actually, you should put some water in the cup first. And you have to let this water sit for a while so it's room temperature, because otherwise, you know, Hemi would be shocked if the water was too cold or too hot. So this has got to sit for, I always like to let it sit for about 8 hours. That's perfect. But notice my hand, no fingers missing. See? Hemi did not bite me. And it's not gross. Do you hear me? Not gross. Okay. Then you take out the rock and put the cup kind of over so you don't knock it off, because I say all this, I might be like sounding that sort of ultra cautious, but I've kind of, from experience, I've done all of this sort of stuff before and I have knocked the thing off. And then you pour out the water. And the first thing I do is just kind of fill it up and just shake it really well, because that will get any of the debris and the jetsam and the flotsam and the detritus that's in the bowl out of there. Just let that rinse like that. Fill it up again, rinse it. Okay, this is the important part. This is very important. Okay, you fill it up. You take the scratcher. Right, I've got very big hands, so anybody can do this. Nobody's hands are as big as my hands, trust me. Andrew Bogut's hands are probably the same size as my hands, okay? And then you just scrape. And do it in the creases. I always do 4. And then on the flat sides. And come all the way up, because we know how nasty the water is out here in Brookfield, so you want to get all of that calcium deposits out. So in the creases and on the flat side. My third crease, my third flat side, my fourth crease, my fourth flat side. That's good. I'll shake it a little bit more. Rinse it. And then, important to kind of look in the corners, because if there's stuff stuck in the corners, which sometimes there is, then I get out a toothpick. Okay, get it in the sides, or, you know, some little sharp thing where you get the stuff out of the sides, out of the corners. Then what I do is I let it run a little bit to get it really, 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 really hot water. And the reason I like to do this is, and this is very important, and I don't think anybody else pays any attention to this, I like the bowl to be really shiny when I'm done. So I'm going to get a rag that I know is going to polish it really well. Okay. Take it out. Kind of wipe off the sides. Turn it upside down. Also very important to polish the rock, because that gets a lot of flotsam and jetsam and detritus in it too. Okay. I'm going to turn this up like this. And I try very hard not to touch the glass with my fingers, because that will put handprints on it, right? And then go in like this so that you don't have water speckles where his water's not going to go. You know what I mean? Is that clear, CJ, what I'm doing there? If I'm being, you know, a little bit obtuse, let me know. Pour just a little bit of water before you put the rock in. That just makes sure you're not going to break the glass. And then put the rock in. Positioning the rock is a little bit tricky. Hemi loves to hide under the rock, so you got to make sure that you put it in there so he can hide. So you don't want it flat against the bottom. Oops, and then you pour it in. Also really important to make sure that you leave room to put the water that's in the cup still in the bowl. Because this is a sad story. Once at home, I filled my beta bowl up too far, and I came back a couple of hours later and my beta had jumped out of the bowl and he had, like, you know, suffocated. So don't fill it up to where he can jump out. I would say that's just about perfect. And then I go again and try and make sure that there's no, like, water spots. Look at how pretty, isn't that just, like, so pretty? And then I even would carry it out to the floor with the rag so that I don't have any fingerprints. And that, my darling staff, is how you clean Hemi's bowl.